3, 2, 1.
Holy shit, this is loud.
You've knocked over your recording, Tim. What is this?
No, I'm sure you can still hear the clap. I'm sure the clap is very distinct.
No, what I'm gonna hear is a slap to your phone.
Do you actually need to do it again, or is that okay?
No, I think it'll be fine.
There's a marker on it, so.
Welcome back, everyone, to our 5th episode of Offset, where we discuss films, games, and everything in between. I'm Krishna.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Tarun. So let's start with Gamescom that just happened a couple of days back. They didn't have too much to show, but there were a few trailers that we would like to talk about today, including Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, but we'll leave that till later. For now, let's start with... actually, before we start the trailer, just what did you guys think of Gamescom? Like, just how was it?
Surprisingly, I think a lot of people will agree with me when I say that it's probably the least spectacular Gamescom we've ever had. I know this opening night live thing is kind of new, but it really was disappointing, I think, because they didn't show much of
anything,
note.
Really.
Yeah. It's just sort of been... I remember sitting through it, the whole thing, 2 hours, just sort of watching on and off, and it sort of strikes me that it really didn't have my full attention. I wasn't totally just sort of, paying attention to what was going on. I was sort of like tuning it out almost, because there was nothing really going on in it. And I feel sorry for Jeff Keighley, because I know he's like genuinely passionate and enthusiastic, wanting it to be like a big thing, and it just wasn't.
I mean, he tried, and I know he was excited to finally host something live, which he's been wanting to do ever since quarantine started. But it's just that, yeah, it's disappointing that there wasn't a lot of content to support the opening night live. It may have been due to the current pandemic that's going on in the world. But I think, yeah, I really don't know what they could have done to improve whatever we just watched.
I like how you're referring to whatever we just watched. Like, what was it? What was that?
But there was some things which were interesting, yet again, not too surprising. We got a Dragon Age 4 non-trailer, I guess.
Yeah.
Tim, I know, has a lot of thoughts about it, so go on, Tim.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I have a lot of thoughts about it, just because they didn't really show me anything that I can really talk about. And that's my main complaint, is because they just showed us, it's like a few of the developers talking and a bit of concept art. The concept art looks cool. But that's it. That's literally it.
Right. They showed some in-game environments, if I don't know, you found that interesting or not.
I mean, I like looking at the concept art. I like looking at all that kind of stuff. But then past a certain point, it's just like developers talking about how good this game is going to be, and like how good it's going to... And I'm just like, well, maybe you guys just, actually show me something of it, like maybe a cinematic or something like that. But just...
Even like the character, right?
Yeah.
It seems they're saying a lot without saying much, to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like I've heard this 100 times. Okay. Oh, this game is gonna have. We really, as a game studio, we work so independently and fluidly with each other. We try new things, and we create new characters. Yay!
Yeah.
But it's like
I agree with Christian.
Every game studio does.
It's
that.
sort of like
it's your job, man. But yeah, so
there's a lot of just fluff talk.
Yeah, it's fluff.
It's fluff. That's what it is. Yeah. It's like almost like it's an ad for like the studio. They're like trying to recruit people to join them and stuff like that. It's not like about the game so much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're talking about BioWare, which they've done really good RPGs in the past, and then they did Anthem, which gets me worried for whatever this game is going to be. And it's just like, this makes it just a little bit worse because I have like nothing to say this game is going to be really, really good.
Let's just hope EA learned from Anthem on how to treat BioWare. That's all I'm hoping for.
I mean, this could be like another nail in the coffin. That's how it's like, oh boy. If it's going to like, if they come out and it's going to be like live service, I'm going to be just...
I liked one thing though. I really liked that they, I really liked the filmmaking in the trailer. You know, the whole lens blur thing behind. They took like these really dolly shots of the developers with like.
Well, if you want to talk
lens flare,
if you want to talk the video quality, I do have some critiques on the color grading, but that's really about it.
Oh my god.
It could have been better, but
it's like
it's okay.
That is like the symbol of this year's opening night live. It's just like a lot of talk and then nothing really happened. So
well, anyway, let's move on since we don't really have anything much else to say about Dragon Age 4. So this game will come out, who the fuck even knows anymore. But let's move on to the next game that we know will be coming out next year in 2021, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. We got a gameplay trailer from them during the event, and it is what you would expect, really.
Which I might add is awesome.
It is. Although I still feel like they lost their charm after they added dialogue in the game.
That's the biggest thing that I'm going to complain about. If they added like a no dialogue mode, I'd be down like 100% for that. I would just play that. Like, you guys put the dialogue back in, it's just like... But you know...
Yeah. They could have saved so much money by not hiring voice actors. We love voice actors, but not for this game.
Fun fact, apparently the last Star Wars, Lego Star Wars they made, I think it's Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, which you guys can get. It's out now already. It's been out for ages. But they did actually manage to get all the cast in to do the voices, like the actual movie cast in to do the voices. So they got Harrison Ford, they got Daisy Ridley to do the voices for their characters in that game.
How did they get Harrison Ford to voice Lego?
Exactly, right? That's what's so surprising is they actually, apparently if I remember this right, they actually did manage to get him to do it. To actually do the voice, which is surprising because like... That
must have been a lot of money.
Yeah.
It had to be a lot of money.
I'm just assuming that maybe somewhere on like page, 365 of their contract, it's just like they say like in a little footnote, you have to do the video game voice.
Oh, it's probably in his contract, you're right. Okay.
I was really surprised when I heard Han Solo speak because like I was thinking, oh, they really did a good job. They got someone who sounds really like Harrison Ford, and now you guys are telling me it's Harrison Ford? Really?
It's actually, apparently, if I might be wrong, but I think it was actually him that did it. So.
Okay. Well, great. Awesome.
It will be co-op, I assume, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming if they do it like all previous Lego games, they've had the local co-op. Yeah. If they put it in the online, that'd be cool, but I don't know how they handle it.
Do they not have the online?
The last one didn't, I don't think, but hopefully they can add that.
That's so dumb. That's really dumb, but I hope they have it. Anyway, those are the only 2 trailers that are of note at Gamescom, aside from one more, which will be releasing later this year in November 13th of November 2020. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. They had a reveal trailer with a lot of showing off of the graphics. Yeah, they didn't show too much of gameplay, I don't think, and it's mostly just cutscenes. But it looks interesting. Black Ops is a good franchise, I believe, and I would be willing to check it out.
This is a direct sequel to the first Black Ops game, right? So.
To the first Black Ops, yeah. I assume Black Ops 2 is still canon, so it would be before Black Ops 2.
We got a good look, actually, because I know one of the trailers, I think they captured it on the PS5. And it looks really good. So, just in terms of the graphics and the sound, so that's nice. So what do you guys think? Are you guys going to be getting this year's Call of Duty?
Yes, I will.
Probably.
I think, yeah. But just to add on to that, I think like if I were to get it, I assume I'll be enjoying this game in the long run, so I'll probably pay the extra $5 for a upgrade for the PS5.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that actually, because Activision has, well, they've done some other stuff which has not been so great, but we'll get onto that a bit later. So what they've done, obviously, we're talking a lot during this kind of time period about upgrades for next gen, how we're going to do it. Is it going to be free? I know some games like obviously Control from Remedy Entertainment, they've said, okay, you guys need to buy the game again if you want to play the next gen upgrade.
Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. So what Activision is doing for obviously Black Ops Cold War is that they have the option, you can buy the base game, you get it for your current gen console. If you pay, I think it's like $5 extra, you get, I can't remember, it's cross-gen bundle. I think that's what they called it. So you get that, you can play it on PS4 and PS5, for example. And then there's like obviously the Ultimate Edition, which you get that and plus some extra stuff as well.
I think they said there'll be cross progression. So if you upgrade, there shouldn't be an issue in your progression.
Yeah. So obviously, new way of doing the whole cross-gen, next-gen sort of thing.
Well, just to add on to your example of games that are moving to next-gen, CD Projekt Red is of note, where they said everyone will get a free upgrade to the next-gen, no matter what console.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem sort of like they're trying, with this sort of move, they're trying to push people. I think I was reading somewhere that they're trying to push people to accept that instead of games costing $60, they're going to cost $70 in the future instead. Because I know $60 is now the base, so the usual figure. Now it's going to be 70. So they're just trying to get people used to that.
Just to get back on track with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, we saw in the trailer, I think was Alex Mason and Frank something.
Frank Woods.
Sorry,
dude.
I don't remember
Frank
his
Woods.
name.
I think that's his
Frank
name.
Woods. Yeah. Yes, a lot of people are gonna hate me for that. He's an iconic character.
You can actually get him now in Modern Warfare if you pre-order. As part of the pre-order bonus for Cold War, if you pre-order it now, you get Woods as a multiplayer operator in Modern Warfare.
Oh, if you pre-order Cold War.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if any of you guys are interested, you can do that now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the pre-orders are up, so you guys can get it now. I'm still curious to see how this will affect the whole Warzone scene, because they are supposed to be going into together, right? Growing. They're connected.
I remember saying they said Warzone is going to be the sort of thing that connects all Call of Duty games going forward, or something like that.
Yeah,
don't know how that's going to play out.
Which is a little weird because the era will be different, meaning the guns will be different. There'll be a whole lot of different things, which I don't know how you would implement that into Warzone, which already takes stuff from Modern Warfare.
Well, they did say there was going to be another reveal, I think, of multiplayer. I think it's September 9th. Towards one of the end of the trailers, they said, we're going to show you more on this date. Obviously, we're recording that before, so we don't know, but there you go. What other news can we say? As part of the campaign, I think they said your character in the campaign will be customizable. You can pick gender, ethnicity, all that kind of stuff.
Was it in the campaign?
I think campaign, yeah. I think they said single player.
Oh,
yeah,
I just thought you'd play I thought you would just play as Alex Mason or something like the first game.
No, it's like a fully customizable protagonist, I think. So, which is
interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that was for the multiplayer. I didn't know that was for the campaign. Okay. But yeah, Krishna, just to ask you, have you played Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2?
No.
Okay, so you're still interested in getting this Black Ops game?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. So, I mean, the storyline is really interesting to me. Can you tell viewers or listeners what the storyline seems to be? It's about some kind of Cold War era espionage, where Reagan sends a few people to ignite some proxy wars or something.
So essentially what it's about, it's like Krishna said, it's set during the Cold War, sort of, I think it's 1981, they said. So from what I got from the trailers, basically you will be hunting down this uber Soviet spy who's like infiltrated the West. And basically they're trying to like destabilize and shift the balance of power of the Cold War towards the Soviet Union. So that's essentially what that's going to be. So essentially you're hunting them down. Yeah. Very interesting time period. So there's that. That's always they are actually, Activision is actually, they're getting a little bit blasted. Because I think what has happened since the trailer was released was the Chinese government got a little annoyed with them for putting shots of Tiananmen Square in the first trailer. So now they've taken down the trailer, taken out that little snippet of footage and re-uploaded it. They are getting a little bit of flack for that right now, which personally I think they kind of deserve it.
I mean, the Chinese market is so big, a lot of studios and a lot of businesses will bend over backwards to please them just so their stuff can be marketed in China.
I know, it's just the whole,
I know a lot of movies do this.
Because, it's like the whole Hearthstone thing all over again, right? Because you remember what happened when that, and they just got completely criticized so heavily for that. And then it just gone and done it again. And
Well, it's business, and I don't know. I don't think it'll really affect the game in the end anyway. So
it never does, though, does it? The sales.
No.
Yeah. Well.
No, not the sales. Just more the story and the overall campaign or whatever. I don't know.
Anyways,
but we'll see.
Shake my head.
This game comes out. Yeah, this game comes out at 13th of November 2020. So now you guys have 3 games to look forward to in November, which is Black Ops Cold War, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Cyberpunk 2077.
I was literally just about to say that the fact that it comes out in November means it's even less likely now that I'm going to be getting Assassin's Creed.
No, I agree.
It's just, I don't know who thought that up, but, good luck to you guys, I suppose.
Yeah, Valhalla's doomed in that month. Anyway. So let's move on to the next streaming event we had in the past week. The DC Fandome. The first part, we're going to just talk about the games they've talked about, and later we'll move on to the movies. So for the first game that we want to talk about is Rocksteady finally revealed the game they've been working on for so long, and it's called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I think I should let you guys go first. Krishna, you start. What do you think of the game?
The trailer at least was really cool. Really gave me an idea of how they were characterizing Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and everyone else. And I love the last shot where Superman comes up and he's like with red eyes, and they're like, oh no. Purple eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Which,
and so
I have something to say about that as well, but in a good way.
Okay.
Like something.
Is it? I'm not sure. Is it Superman, or I find it hard to believe it's Superman because
so there have been theories. That's the thing. There have been theories going around that because there's this purple tint on him. From the poster, at least, these theories started. They had a purple edge on Superman, so people assumed it was Bizarro. So that could still be very true because his laser eyes are all purple, even though that's not really canon to anything. It could just be a mind control thing or a brainwash thing. We'll find out probably when the campaign comes out, the game comes out. But yeah, Tim, you wanna add anything?
I will say that I watched the trailer. Obviously, they're trying to, I think, copy the first Suicide Squad movie a little bit, just in terms of like the character personalities and that kind of stuff. Watched it, and yeah, and I didn't really know what to think of this trailer. I think overall I'm kind of like still kind of mixed about it. There are things that I like, things I don't like so much.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't really know what to think. I need to see more.
So, okay, so I can start. I have thought about this trailer for a few days now, ever since it came out, and I think so. I missed it initially when it came out, and Tim sent it to me, and I remember when I watched the trailer, the first messages I sent to Tim was, "What the fuck is this? This is not Arkham." Because I just want to clarify. Sefton Hill, the game, I believe he's a game director or he's a lead on this project. He said this game, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, is a continuation of the Arkhamverse. All right, the Arkham universe. So this is set after Batman Arkham Knight, where Batman had just died or presumed dead for all we know. So that already like made no sense to me. If this is a continuation of the Arkhamverse, first of all, I don't want to get political on racism or whatever, but Deadshot, he was always white in the Arkham games. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, he's been shown to be white, especially Arkham City, where he is featured even as a side mission. So he's a white man who's just evil, whatever. And King Shark, if anyone has seen the movie Batman Assault in Arkham, a little bit of a spoiler alert right now, if you guys don't want to know. In Assault on Arkham, we have King Shark, part of the Suicide Squad. Just to add just now, Deadshot was also white in that movie, just saying. And that movie is canon to
He looked mixed race though, he wasn't like totally white.
He looked Hispanic, yeah, he looked Hispanic a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so King Shark was also in that film. He had that metal jaw. He looked completely different as well, which is fine, but he dies in that movie. His head gets blown off by Amanda Waller. So I guess they retconned a lot of it. So
wait, is this supposed to be connected to the movies? I thought it was only...
The movie is canon. The movie is canon to the Arkham universe. It means it's canon to the games as well.
Oh, okay.
It's the same universe, everything. I believe it takes place after Arkham City and before Arkham Knight.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like we're gonna have to see more. Is the basic when you get down to the basics of it.
And just a bit more.
The aesthetic was quite new. They have that sort of Fortnite-esque aesthetic with smooth shapes and bright colors. Yeah. Right. I'm not so sure about that.
So see, this is probably the first time we're looking at the Arkham universe in sunlight. We've never had that before. That's probably why it looks so much more bright and giddy. The problem I have with it is they've clearly taken inspiration from the movie, which Tim mentioned earlier, and basically readapted it into this game. And I hate that because it just feels like they are appealing to a wider audience rather than their own fans, which I feel like they've kind of betrayed by doing this.
I mean, I will say this, the sort of thing, like you're right, they're basically trying to ape, like they're trying to copy the tone of the first movie.
Yes.
Now, the thing that gets me about that, as not as one of the fans or whatever, right, is that the first movie, it was not very good.
Well, yeah, I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, I remember, and then David Ayer, I think he eventually came out and said, obviously we always talk about the Snyder Cut coming out and all that kind of stuff. He said,
give me my Ayer cut.
Basically, they butchered his movie. They made it into something funny when it was supposed to be like something quite serious.
A bit more of a character story. Yeah.
Just to remind listeners, Warner Brothers brought in a trailer editing company to edit the movie. So that tells you how messed up this is. Sorry, go on. I just have to mention.
So I'm kind of like, I don't want you guys like to ape a movie that wasn't very good. Right? Does that kind of make sense? I'm kind of like,
yeah, but you see,
maybe you guys are just doing that and just.
You say that's the movie. This is a game. The game will be obviously however Rocksteady wants to adapt it. But Rocksteady has always been really good with this single player stuff. All the Arkham games have been phenomenal, except Arkham Knight, but that was mostly due to the gameplay rather than the the story was still good, even though it was a little predictable. Anyway, but yeah, I remember them talking about how there's a progression system in terms of you leveling up your weapons, your armor, gear, per se. And I feel like this is sounding too much like Marvel's Avengers, which is looking really, really bad right now. And I tried the beta and it's really shit. And I really hope this is nothing like that. But they have said it's gonna be a live service game, and that has me really worried and basically has me lost any faith I ever had in this game.
Just to sort of cap that, in case you haven't figured out from Tarun's tone, we're not going to be doing a review for Avengers. We were going to, then we tried the beta, and then we just realized there's absolutely no interest.
Yeah, Avengers
from any of us here to sort of play it. So we're just sorry if you guys are waiting to hear from us. You're not going to hear from us about it.
We don't want to give our money to Marvel's Avengers for what it looks like to just be a money grab.
Sorry, not sorry.
But yeah, afraid Suicide Squad will be live service. Don't want that. And it's still Rocksteady. I hope they pulled through, but I feel like this isn't the game they wanted to make. I feel like this is executives getting into corporate greed again. And this might be an Anthem
We know how
thing.
that's turned out with Warner Brothers before. we're gonna get like a Snyder.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in the movie stuff.
That game, Suicide Squad, will be out 2022, so there is still some time before we figure out. But yeah.
Now, the next game that they announced was from Warner Brothers Montreal, famously known for making Arkham Origins, the Batman Arkham Origins game. They came out with Gotham Knights, which honestly is looking much better than Suicide Squad right now. And I am generally more excited for this game than I will ever be for Suicide Squad. And you know, the gameplay looks good. I wouldn't say it looks great or amazing. It looks good, like to be enjoyable.
Looks interesting, at least.
Yeah, and the story looks cool too. Like we have the Court of Owls, which we've never really seen be explored as much as this game seems to be going in. Of course, unless you're reading the comics. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this game, and I hope to learn more. I'm still on the fence because it's a co-op, but they said that this can be a fully solo experience if you want, but you can always tag along with a friend if you want
some
that.
more info. So obviously this game takes place after Batman's apparent death. You can play as 4 characters: Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood. You can play it solo like Tarun said, or you can play it as a 2-player co-op multiplayer mode. But other than that, we don't really know much about it. So there's one thing. This game has nothing to do with the Arkhamverse, even though it makes a little more sense for this game to be a continuation, but it is not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there. It makes way more sense for this game to be like the continuation. But
the only thing I guess I would argue is Barbara is crippled. That's the only thing, but whatever. They could probably explain it away with some robot legs.
Still, it looks better than Avengers does, so, you know.
It looks way better than Avengers. They have confirmed, they have made it very clear this is not a live service game, which is good. Thank God.
Good start.
Just for that, I'm like, yeah, this is already better than Suicide Squad, which is weird because Rocksteady are, in my head, the better studio with better quality games, and Warner Bros. Montreal, it feels like, is a downgrade of that. But in this scenario, it feels like it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Really might be an improvement over Origins.
But that'll be out next year, 2021. So.
Yeah, I feel like they're keeping a lot of the combat, but I feel like they downgraded it a little bit because there's that co-op element. But in the end, I'm excited for this game to come out, and I'm glad it's next year. So
Yeah, 2021. So not too
2021.
long.
Yeah. So let's move on to our movie portion of our discussion here and the DC fandom. First thing we want to talk about, we're really excited for, is The Batman by Matt Reeves. Yes, we saw the
What do you
trailer.
think of Robert Pattinson as the Batman?
He's looking really good at it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a YouTube comment that said basically this version of Batman looks like he's watched his parents die as much as we have.
As much as we have.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, yeah, no, that's accurate. Yeah.
That shot of him, in the middle of the trailer, he's with a lot of people in like a church or something, and a car crashes in. That shot where he's just looking straight at camera with his hair, parted down the center and coming down on the sides. That shot really made me realize, okay, this is he does look like the Batman. Like in many movies, there's one single shot that sort of convinces me whether the actor portrays Bruce Wayne well, and that was the shot for me. So I'm on board.
Honestly, I know it might be a little early to judge, but right now I think like this Batman so far has the best movie Batman suit that we've seen so far. The Bat
Are you
suit.
sure? Really?
For me,
Well,
I think
For
this
you.
is the
we're gonna
best
be stuck
looking,
the whole day.
the best looking Batsuit we've had in movies.
I don't think so, man. Okay.
What would you say your
why is
favorite
that?
is?
Tell us why that is.
Well, first of all, it looks like it took a lot of inspiration from Arkham Knight, with the padding and just how sharp it is, and just how much it looks like, and like it's an actual armor. And the bat symbol, which we can get into a little more later, but I really like how they did it with the gun. It looks like it's a gun that he's refitted into looking like a bat symbol. And the cow, the cow looks good, but the only thing I would add is a chin guard. But I can see for shooting practicality why they wouldn't. But overall I like it. Oh, and just a cool little fact, his gauntlets, right?
Yeah.
Where he would usually have the spikes. So instead he has something that looks like arrows, right? Or darts or something. It looks like it's something. It is very reminiscent of what's his name? He's like the guardian or the warrior or something from the Court of Owls. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay. No.
Do you know who they fight when they encounter the Court of Owls? There's
Talon?
this guy with a Talon, yes.
Yeah.
In his suit, he has that similar looking thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I feel like that was really cool. But yeah, that's kind of
Cool.
why
in my
think
opinion,
this is
it's
the
Ben
best
Affleck's
Batsuit.
suit. In
Which one?
And which? Oh, I really like the one he has at the end of Justice League. The one with the one that's not fully like his mech suit, but like it has armor plates on him above the regular skin suit
Okay,
that he uses when he's fighting the parademons. So that's the one.
right.
Yeah.
And Tim, what would you say your favorite Batsuit is, if not this one? The one I just talked about.
Adam West's. Mm,
Okay, but come
I
on.
actually don't know.
Seriously.
Generally have no idea.
I mean, I can see an argument for Christian Bale's Batsuit, the
See,
Nolan verse.
but he had a couple, didn't he? Though he had a few.
He had a
No,
few.
he just had two.
He had two, right? There was
two,
the one,
yes.
and then in the Dark Knight he
Christian.
changed.
There was one in Begins, and then the same one he used for Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight.
Because I know in the Dark Knight he changes it because he wants to be faster or something and less.
Yeah,
like,
so and he uses the same
Yeah,
one in Rises.
I
But
like that one. So.
okay, but anyway, to get back on topic of the trailer, we saw Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, very Very interesting mask. I don't know why she didn't just wear the full ski mask covering her
It's
mouth
like a
as
bag
well and
over her
just leave
head,
the
right?
eyes.
It's,
I feel
it's just like a bag,
so.
like a little sack, black sack over her head with holes. Yeah.
So I think what they did was they took the ski mask but wore it sideways. So like the little stitching
Oh
on
yeah.
top of the ski mask looks like cat ears. And they cut the eye hole, and that's it. They cut the eye hole, and then they left the strip for the nose,
Yeah.
which I get for aesthetic, but practically in real life, I feel like she would just have the entire bottom covered. That's why that looked a little goofy to me, but I excused it just because so far the whole trailer looked amazing.
I really enjoyed the trailer actually.
Not many shots of her, like, not many shots of Catwoman though. Like, I wanted to see more of Zoe Kravitz. Yeah.
We should
Catwoman.
actually note that they've only filmed 25% of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
That is
I
true.
think
That's
I
the
find
other
it
thing.
really impressive that they managed to get that out
Yeah.
of what
it
they
came
filmed.
out. It came as a surprise to many people. So we're.
Oh, and the Batmobile. The Batmobile looks incredible, but I don't
I
know
like
if it's
it.
the best looking Batmobile. Like I
really
like
like
the
the
back
front.
of it.
Oh, you
I like
like
the
the
back
back?
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The back
I
back
really
is
think
good.
it's cool.
The front, what they've done with the front is that they've made it like they've made the bonnet sort of. They put the headlights like inside the bonnet, in a way.
Yeah,
I
isn't
think
that isn't it because like they basically took a muscle car
yeah,
and converted that into a Batmobile?
yeah. It's like a Dodge Challenger, and they've extended the bonnet a little bit, so it looks like the lights are coming from inside. That's really cool. I like that structural element. I'm most excited for Paul Dano as the Riddler. I think he's gonna be really good. I've watched him in movies like Prisoners and Swiss Army Man as well. He's a really good actor.
Oh, that
like
also
it.
reminds me. We saw a shot of Colin Farrell as Penguin.
He's very heavily in makeup and prosthetics.
I know he said he would.
literally unrecognizable.
Yeah, I know he said he would add on weight, but what we saw in the trailer, I don't think that was fully him. Like Tim said, it's mostly probably just makeup and prosthetics, but maybe he did add some weight as well. So
I mean, I will say that obviously we're all talking about Robert Pattinson and we're all talking about Zoe Kravitz and all that. I'm actually quite excited to see Jeffrey Wright as like Gordon, just because I know he's like a really good actor, and obviously they got like a lot of good actors in this movie. But like just in that shot, I just know that maybe he's gonna have like a sleeper hit performance in this one. I'm just so actually really psyched to see him as well.
I hope so. I still feel like I mean, for the actor he is, and I think for the movie they're going for, it's really cool that they casted him as Jim Gordon. But I feel like, what if he was Lucius Fox? And I would only be okay with them casting him as Lucius Fox if they had Lucius Fox do more, because usually whenever he shows up, he doesn't do much in the films.
They had Morgan Freeman before.
They had Morgan Freeman, but even he didn't do too much. But yeah, like considering the character and role, well, not as much as other side.
Not as much as you want him to.
Yeah, but I remember like just judging off his role from Westworld, I feel like he would have fit really well as Lucius Fox. And then if only they had given him more to do, if only they had more plans to do something with the Lucius Fox character, I feel like Jeffrey Wright would have fit that role really well. But I think in this case, him being Jim Gordon was really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do with that role.
It actually looks like a really brutal movie. Obviously, there is that just like that sequence where he just absolutely just beats up that criminal and just absolutely goes to town on him, which is kind of like, okay, wow.
Who are you supposed to be?
So yeah, I think we should start moving on. Like we've rambled on about Batman so much.
I'm sorry, Turin. We're very psyched about this movie, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. And just to end it, this film will be coming out in maybe 1991 for all we know. I don't know. It's a mystery. It's question mark 0 question mark 1. Only the Riddler knows. All right, in all
You
seriousness,
know what it could be? You
Yeah.
know what it could be? It just could be like when it comes out in movies, just 4 hours of him collecting like Riddler trophies.
I
Oh,
can't wait
God.
for those 400 Riddler
Yeah,
trophies we
can't
have
wait,
to
can't
find.
wait. Yeah.
Anyway, let's. In all seriousness, this movie they promise will be out next year, which is interesting because they only have 25% of the movie shot, and we're still going through this pandemic. I hope it's not rushed, but yeah, let's all the best for them.
Okay, so let's talk Snyder Cut.
I am so excited for this. You don't even know. I'm the most excited for this out of us three. I think everyone
Well,
here.
Yeah,
we
no,
know.
well, probably you're right.
So Snyder Cut. What do we think of the trailer?
Well, from what we know, the trailer had all the shots they showed in the trailer were everything that were not featured in the original cut that we got in the theatrical cut we got a few years back. I am very excited. Not usually a huge fan of Snyder, but I feel like his cut here will do the movie way more justice than what we got from Whedon.
From Justice
which
League.
was
Get it?
Oh god. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say this, like I know we've talked about this a little bit in sort of previous like podcasts. I know basically what I said was that, I don't think he's not going to make it any worse because I think that's not really possible. But like I said I wasn't like totally convinced that, about the whole idea. Watching this trailer and just it really sort of struck me that how much didn't make it into the movie. Like I know because obviously I just thought it was like a little bit of material just on the side that he didn't put in. But obviously here I'm watching this like, and he's saying he's got 4 hours. That's how long the full cut's going to be. Watching this trailer, I am now convinced I actually do want to see this. I don't know if it's going to be like super, super good, but I do want to see it. And I think that counts for so much. I'm like convinced I want to see it.
Yeah, I am excited to see it as well myself, especially like mostly because I have a little more faith in Snyder now that they are seemingly giving him full creative control over how he wants to cut this movie, just due to the fact that it's gonna be 4 hours long, which is usually frowned upon for theatrical release. So it's cool to see that he's getting to do what he wants, and we're getting his vision that he had for this film. I really hope though that after this film, like most likely gonna be better than what we got, so I hope this would be retconning the Justice League movie we got and just make this the canon one.
I mean, like I said, I don't think he's going to make it any worse. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is it's just going to be as bad, just longer, which is like, well, okay, then, He did say it was going to be like, obviously it's 4 hours long, but it's going to be released in like 1 hour installments or something like that.
Yeah, so 4 hour long movie in 4 1 hour long episodes. That's how it's gonna be released. And they're gonna cut it together, I think, in a movie format for those who pay for it.
Yeah, so it'll be out on HBO Max in 2021.
I just generally did not realize how much that they didn't put in the movie, and obviously there seems to be quite a bit.
In 2017, we were made to believe that Joss Whedon was coming in and just using Snyder's taking what Snyder had planned already for the shooting schedule and just done that, but it doesn't seem like that's the case.
No, what I remember the news was he came in, Snyder already had everything he wanted, but that's why Snyder is able to it's not that WB didn't like it, it's more like Whedon was in charge of it. Now WB only had a problem with keep it under 3 hours. That's all they really wanted.
Oh, so
keep it under
Studio
2.5
like
hours.
Squad.
Yeah, the same thing. They keep it under 2.5 hours and we're good to release. But I think the problem that happened with Justice League, the theatrical we got, was they put Whedon in charge, Joss Whedon, and
Yeah,
Joss
and
Whedon,
he made it like Age of Ultron. The
Oh,
single
kinda,
most
yeah. He took some of Snyder's cuts, some of his shots, but then he did reshoots. If you remember, he did a lot of reshoots, and basically replacing more than half of the movie and what it was. So
the
he didn't
single
do the
most
Snyder
embarrassing
thing.
thing. I'm gonna tell you the single most embarrassing thing is what he did to Batman. Okay, he made
Oh yeah,
him
they made him funny.
he made him a bumbling
Yeah.
idiot who just rushes into situations without planning.
I mean, I will say I remember the one thing I remember from watching Justice League, obviously Joss Whedon's thing, was that while watching the movie, okay, everything else about it sucked, but I was waiting for the whole movie for Batman to do something.
Yeah,
He never ended up doing anything. I was just waiting for like
Yeah.
Batman because I was thinking like maybe he has to have at least one cool moment in this movie
Yeah.
just for him, and then nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, what's really cool, what we saw in the trailer was that we get to see the Speed Force. It looks like,
oh yeah, that
from the
looks really cool.
Flash. And I think Snyder made it clear. He said in an interview that Cyborg, like Ray Fisher's character, is the heart of the movie.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a lot of Cyborg. It makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense because he is tied to the mother boxes and he is at the center. The
Yeah,
whole
we're gonna get
conflict,
more.
so-
We're gonna get more of Cyborg stuff. I think more of his origin and the football stuff, his past, and all.
yeah,
Which is really cool.
I mean, I will say that I am curious as to what Joss Whedon is thinking about all this. But I know, like,
Yeah.
obviously, even before this trailer came out,
well, he burnt.
I know Ray
his-
Fisher accused him of being really unprofessional while filming the movie, and there's all kinds of stuff coming out about him during filming.
I
So,
think he
yeah,
pretty
it's-
much burnt his bridges with Marvel and DC at this point. Like,
Yeah, I'll be
and
surprised if he
remember-
gets any work after this. To be honest, he's not come out well from this.
Like, he had to dispute with Marvel over his cut of Age of Ultron, and then he did this shit to Justice League, which was embarrassing. And
Yeah.
now it's like, I don't know what he's doing now, but I don't see his career going too far after this. But you know, he's a person who's trying to make a living. I
Yeah.
hope he's okay, doing good.
yeah. I know. Like I shit on
Uh,
Joss Whedon for spoiling Justice League, but like I would because he's been silent, he hasn't spoken much about this issue. So I would like to hear his perspective because it's a hard job coming in after a director and then
Yeah,
following
to be
someone
fair,
else's
he was asked to rush the
Rewriting
film
a
when
script.
when he came in. Yeah.
rewriting a script and then
Yeah, like I said.
following studio orders. So it's a hard thing to do. So
Like I said, I am kind of curious, like what he thinks about the whole,
yeah.
Yeah,
even with all that kind of stuff that people have been saying about him and how he acted, which is like, if it's any of it is true, then well, okay. But
Yeah, are you referring to
Still.
like the Ray Fisher comments about his?
yeah.
behavior on set?
So I just like, just totally unprofessional like conduct and all that.
yeah,
kind of
which
stuff.
a lot of the co-stars seem to agree with,
Yeah.
which is concerning. Anyway,
Yeah. There's
let's
a lot we
move
don't
on
know,
to
so we're gonna wait and see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next trailer we saw was Wonder Woman 1984. It looks like it's set in 1984, so that's good.
Yeah. Same.
I don't
sort
have
of
much to
tone as
say.
same sort of tone
Yeah.
as in the previous few trailers, but something new we got was Cheetah, right?
Yes,
think?
we saw more
Yeah,
Cheetah,
first look.
which I'm liking it. From what I gather, like from what I saw, like her transformation is going to be more gradual rather than, like a shapeshift or something. Cause I don't know, there's a line Wonder Woman has in the film where she says like, "What have you done?" or something.
Yeah.
So I feel
Barbara,
like
what
it's
did you
her
do?
talking. Yeah, what did you do? And I feel like that was talking to Cheetah, saying like, "You're Cheetah now. You're basically half Cheetah." So I feel like this she does something that causes her to turn to Cheetah. Probably something like she went to some mythical god got these powers, and then it turned her into this half cheetah person throughout the movie, which would be kind of cool, I guess, to see. But yeah, action looks great, choreography looks great, direction looks cool. They're still seemingly, I think they're keeping some of the humor stuff as well. We saw with Chris Pine's character Steve is trying on 1980s clothes.
Yeah.
See what works.
Also, I'm happy that there aren't any like gratuitous shots of Wonder Woman's ass. Like,
I don't think they
you know
had
how-
that in the first film.
unlike in Justice League.
I mean, I will say, linking back to what we were saying about Justice League. If you put Joss Whedon in charge, no.
Oh
offense,
yeah.
probably
Speaking
would've
of, you know when was it Flash falls over on her chest?
Oh yeah, on her boobs.
Gal Gadot
Yeah.
strictly, like when Ray Fisher brought this controversy up with Joss Whedon, Gal Gadot strictly said, "I told him no, like I will not do that scene." So you know what he did? He just got her stunt double to be laying on the ground and have Flash fall on her chest. That's why she is like face the other way, so you don't see her face, because it's her stunt double.
Damn.
Like the
Maybe we
one
should give
scene-
this guy a camera. You know,
But anyway, yeah,
Just-
the trailer looks great. The movie looks great. I'm excited for it. I have faith in it because so far I believe Wonder Woman has been the best DC EU film we have had.
I quite enjoyed the first one. Yeah,
Yeah, the first one. I mean,
it's quite good.
well, I can't say for
Yeah.
the second one. Yeah, and again we got a clearer shot of her swinging off the lightning, which has me a little curious too, because she's swinging off the lightning. I wonder if they're gonna explore her godhood a bit. And she is a demigod, and her father is Zeus. It just seems like a cool thing they can get into. So that was Wonder Woman. It looks like it's coming out in October 2020.
Given how this year has been going, I'd be, wouldn't be surprised if they shift it.
Yeah, I'll take that date with a grain of salt.
Every single movie that's scheduled for release in November 2020. Now, everyone's saying, "Oh, we're gonna release November 2020." They're gonna shift it to 2021. We know it.
This year's box office has just been completely just.
Yeah, but I feel like because with the release of Tenet, I think they're getting a little more comfortable with the box office releases. But we'll see. They might delay it though. I feel like they'll delay
It
it.
just seems very soon. It's like literally next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next film. Next film trailer we saw from DC, which is the Suicide Squad trailer. The sequel. I mean, this trailer is called the Roll Call trailer, where they're basically showing all the characters they have for this film.
Yeah, and the cast.
To note, it will be directed by James Gunn and not by David Ayer. I assume, first of all, David Ayer wasn't even happy with the first one anyway, so I don't think he really cares. And yeah, so they took up James Gunn, which is really cool. This is James Gunn. He did an amazing job with the Guardians of the Galaxy series, 1 and 2,
And Scooby-Doo, you'll find.
and Scooby-Doo. But that was
I gotta
the
say,
old
like,
him.
the one thing.
That was the old him.
Yeah, the one thing that sticks out from this teaser is how much the people involved in it actually seem to be enjoying themselves, which is always nice to see. And I'm kind of like, James Gunn in particular, he looks like he's quite enjoying this whole project.
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah,
James
so
Gunn
that's
always seems to make a set a fun place to be. He even got Taika Waititi to voice something. It's unannounced what he's voicing or what character he's playing, but he is in it. He got his brother Sean Gunn to be in this movie as well, playing is it the Weasel?
Isn't his brother in every movie though? Like,
Yeah, it
he
is,
was in
and he's
Guardians of
also-
the Galaxy.
Yeah, but he's mocapping the Weasel.
Yeah,
I don't
he is.
remember
Yeah.
the name.
It's Weasel. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting character. I
Yeah,
personally
so
haven't
just-
really seen him before. But yeah, I've seen some theories float around, and I feel like half the cast is gonna get killed off in the beginning of the movie.
Half.
This is what I've seen people say. Yeah, half. Like the javelin guy, Um, who else?
Yeah, I
The
was like,
Javelin guy.
there's so many
Peter-
characters in this. I thought, hey, this is weird. How are they gonna make a movie with this many characters? Oh, right, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think they're killing half of them. I think how it's gonna play out, like, this is so yeah, I watched a YouTube channel called News Rockstars, and they did a breakdown of this trailer, and he brought up saying that half the cast are probably gonna die off because these characters are so ridiculous, like it doesn't really work for this
Yeah,
dark and not dark,
Yeah,
but like this gritty, more realistic
characters I've never heard of, like Javelin. Who is that?
world. But yeah, I mean, and I heard that, and I was like, it makes sense why that they can kill these characters off. But I think the Polka Dot Man will stay for the whole movie, which will be really
Yeah, he's
fun.
a big actor. I think he'll survive. The big
Yeah, he'll probably
the
survive.
bigger actors.
Polka Dot.
Polka
Yeah,
Dot Man.
John
What
Cena
the
will
fuck?
survive.
What does he do? Like paint?
There
Well,
was
wait and see, dude. That's the point.
no, he has these polka dots which he can control and shoot at people.
Oh right, okay. That's weird.
We will note that there actually hasn't been any like trailer. That was just to sort of roll call the cast.
I mean, they had
Hopefully we'll get
a
to see
behind
more.
the scenes trailer, kind of, where they.
No, but you
really-
still don't get to see, what James Gunn is like really doing with it.
It
There's
just
no
seems
actual
like he's
teaser
having
yet,
a lot
but
of fun with it, which is nice to see.
It's always good that I know he's been hired to do a job, but it's nice to see him. He's like genuinely having fun about it.
Yeah,
while he's doing
exactly.
it. So as
Uh,
opposed to Justice League, in which case I'm assuming was completely not that at all.
I'm happy James Gunn wasn't like like fucked over by studios, unlike Zack Snyder and David Ayer. I'm glad he got back to Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Well, he's not been screwed with so far.
Yeah.
Is what you need to say.
Well, he was almost screwed with by internet trolls, where he brought back his old tweets, and then which caused him to get fired from Disney.
Yeah.
And then he got rehired from Disney for the backlash they got for firing James Gunn in the first place.
So that's the Suicide Squad. And that pretty much just wraps up our talk about DC fandom as well. So surprisingly, we got a lot out of that conference. That little show they had. There's quite a lot in that.
A lot from DC fandom, yes. A lot of good movie news. DC movie news, but still a lot of DC news.
Yeah, and it's just sort of like way more than we got from Gamescom from a certain
Yeah,
perspective.
of course,
so
there are a
that's-
few more stuff we wanted to talk about, but we already talking for over an hour now, which is
What else
Nice.
did we enjoy in the past week?
mostly just been playing some Fall Guys, which I know Tim has gotten into a bit as well.
Got it downloaded. Here it's a really big thing. So we're gonna be trying that out real soon.
Well, I already did try it out.
Yeah.
Been trying
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
get you
hear
guys to
it's-
download it.
I'll download it next.
we'll be
Sometimes
Yeah,
these guys
we'll-
just don't listen to me.
we'll give it a try. We will give it a try.
I already did. Just
I
saying.
remember
I
you
have a
telling
few
me there
wins.
was, you were playing it real early when there was still like server problems or something.
Well, yeah, because
yeah.
it was huge, and I wanted to see what the fuss was about, and I understand now. It's a fun game, and it's perfect
Yeah.
for like a lot of people who are in quarantine still. Like it's an amazing game. It's very timely that this game came out. It's such a good time, to keep people
Yeah.
distracted. It's nice.
I've been playing COD as well, a bit, but can't really think of much else I've been playing.
Oh,
as such.
I
But,
recently just last weekend I actually went to a friend's place because they hadn't watched Back to the Future before, like ever. So what
Oh
we
wow!
did,
Okay.
yeah. So what we did was we sat down with him for a day, and we watched the entire trilogy of Back to the Future back to back.
Nice.
And it was an amazing experience. There's so many things that you don't really notice if you watch it, like in gaps. But yeah, when you watch it all together, it's like you catch a lot of stuff, which is really cool. Yeah, if anything's thinking about a Back to the Future marathon, I say do it. It's such a good experience. Also, you're watching Back to the Future. What you could possibly complain about?
Time well spent, I imagine.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, I'm watching Snowpiercer at the moment. So the TV show, not the movie.
The series, yeah.
So you watched
Yeah,
all of it?
no, not yet. I'm just about to finish. So
I see.
it's quite different actually, very different in tone to the Bong Joon-ho movie. And obviously
it
the
is.
aesthetic is quite a bit lighter as well. Yeah, they managed to stretch this out into a TV show, which is mildly interesting at the very least. So it's very good. The thing is, they've shifted the perspective from they've shifted the perspective of the story to a detective's. So he's solving a crime as he goes through the different sections of the train.
Yeah. I think that's all we really had to talk about today. But before we leave you guys, we would like to give our condolences to Chadwick Boseman's friends and family after his very sudden and unexpected passing. He's famously known for his roles in Marvel's Black Panther and in Spike Lee's The Five Bloods. Boseman fought cancer for 4 long years, and now, as we have learned, he has unfortunately lost that battle. We love all the work he has done till now and are saddened by this very unexpected news. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, pretty sad.
Again, thank you very much for listening, and good day, good night, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.